Hey, a couple years back, I made a video about some Japanese knotweed that we have in our backyard and how we were going to get rid of it. And people say that that will never happen. That is very hard to get rid of. So today I'm making a video as to how I got rid of Japanese knotweed without wasting a penny. I say it without wasting because it didn't mean that I didn't spend a penny, but it became an investment. So that's where the Japanese knotweed was. And what I did is I invested in my shop. We dug 5 feet down, remove all the soil, and then we did a ICF foundation 4 feet, refilled the whole thing, and put myself a building. So subsequently it became an investment, got rid of it, and now the house is worth more. So since we're here, I'll give you a little tour. This is my new shop. Bear with me while I take my shoes off because you don't want to ruin the floor. But anyways, this is a bench that I built by hand. This is my first hand tool attempt of building something with no power tools whatsoever. This was my very first joint that I made with this chisel, so I had to learn how to sharpen, and the whole thing was made with this planes. Now I have purchased a sharpening machine, but I have never turned it on. Actually, I don't even know if it works, but I'll figure that out. But the shop is 16 feet by 24, which means it was done with 2 by 6, which means that it's 15 by 23 in the inside. This is plywood that I have here for a project. I'll tell you in a second, but here's my table saw. I built this bit of a outfit table, and I still don't know what I'm going to do at the bottom. I was going to put a little wood burner stove here, then I put these 2 chairs, and everybody seems to love hanging out on them, so I think that saves me money in a wood stove. I did a different approach of miter station. People put a fence and whatever. I just wanted a flat place. I will put a tape eventually. I have it right here. For some reason it came in 2 pieces, but it does match perfectly. So I'm gonna run it from here that way. And yeah, so my approach is here is I have over 8 feet this way, and I use the rest of the space for this sand that is slightly lower than my miter saw, but my bandsaw is level exactly with the miter saw, and I did it in such a way that the blade is behind the fence line, so technically you can put a 16-footer in this side. So that's my approach to it. I just finished, well, I'm not done moving here, but almost. This is gonna be make a mess type place. I just picked this guy up. I don't know where he's gonna live yet. The plywood is for a stand for this guy that I'm missing, and my jointer. This, everything is orange here, and I saw this at Home Depot, and there was only one, and I'm like, I have to go get it. Ironically, it fits in there perfectly, and the only thing I don't like about it is this sports wheels. So since it's gonna go in there, I'm gonna remove those wheels and make a base out of 2x4s just to raise it up a bit, which means that's gonna create a gap between the top and this top, creating a shelf and maybe about 5 inches of space to put something there. I have all my DeWalt tools here. I kind of like, it's a love and hate relationship with this. You tell me what you think. The reason I did this is because I just love to grab stuff, use it, and then be able to put it back so you don't have a constant mess. However, visually, it just looks like a bragging station, kind of like, hey, check out all my DeWalt tools. And that's not me. I personally, I do love having tools, but I don't care for bragging about whether I have it or not. So I can bring myself up to change it because I love the fact that I can just grab something and use it and then put it right back. And so I thought about putting a cover or doors, but then, you know, you have to open up the doors and blah, blah, blah. Third world problems, you know. So anyways, back to the building. This was done with trusses that are 7/12 on the outside and 5/12 or 12/5, whichever way is the proper way to say it. Because I have a different approach to my wood shop. I had a perfect concrete floor, but I chose to put a laminate floor, and I got highly criticized by my neighbors about it, but I did it because I wanted to be easy to clean, and I wanted to be a very pleasant place where I like hanging out, and it definitely did that. The other thing that goes against the grain is that I have plants in my shop, and I will have, this is a clementine, this is a lemon. This guy's got a name, it's called Clementino. Sorry, Valentino. The other one is called Clementino. This is a Valencia orange. And this guy that is very upset about having to come here. It's a navel orange that I got last year. It actually had oranges and flowers, and he got really upset during the shipping and dropped everything, and then it was in my greenhouse, and I just moved it here because I had no heat for a while, and I just got a mini split installed, so that's gonna be my heating and air conditioner. I put 4 skylights because of the fact that I knew I wanted to have plants in here and I want light. And I made this, I wanted to have 3 fake columns to store wood, as you see up here. And it turned into, I had a shell and I couldn't get anyone to come and do insulation and drywall, so I went up doing insulation and drywall myself. I did not know how to tape or mud, whichever way you call it. And I couldn't get anybody to do that either. I have no idea why, but actually I did find some people, but I had to wait 2-3 months and I wasn't willing to do that. So there's a YouTube channel called Vancouver Carpenter, a young guy, very talented, he explains very well. So I watch a bunch of videos, so this is a shout out to him. I watch a bunch of other videos too, but I learn more from him than from anybody else. And I tackle it and did my own taping. And subsequently, somebody that showed up late to give me a price came and saw what I was done and told me that even though he does this for a living, he could not have done as good of a job in these boxes as I did. So I don't know much about it. I just, did what I thought it was right. It took me longer than it will take them. It took me almost a week or like 6 days compared to 3 or 4. And that's pretty much it. Lighting, I have across the top, I have a filter, have a fan, and I think I'm gonna wind up needing some kind of light above this bench. And potentially one, actually here I have this portable light, so I think this should be okay. But that's it, that's my shop. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment and I'll try to reply to you. Other than that, here's my garden. Oh, before I go, you know what your question is going to be? Question that I got from people that have been here personally. I don't know if this is going to turn on. It's a very old Mac, which is, I'm waiting for a new one that I can edit. So everybody keeps saying, what are you going to build? What are you going to build? Well, that's what I'm going to build. I'm going to build an airplane. So it started as a joke with my neighbor, He kind of pissed me off, so I was actually writing right here. I was writing removable wheels from toolbox, kind of like to-do list. Install a hook for your jacket. And then the conversation happened, so I added this build airplane to piss Steve off, or to piss off Steve. So I guess I write with an accent too. But anyways, it started as a joke, but I was looking at some pictures and I downloaded this one. I kept it because if you cut this right behind the wings, it will make a beautiful shelf. I have no idea how I'm going to build it, but if you hang out with me, then we're going to make mistakes together. So anyways, that's it. I'm just, there is no guilt trip here. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to follow me because I don't have a clue where I'm going. I'm just sharing my time with you. If you think it's worth it, hang out. You're very welcome. If not, we'll eventually catch up with you anyway somewhere. Anyways, take it easy. Ciao.